I don't understand how these women think their only road to financial success is to marry a rich guy or get pregnant by a rich guy and make him pay for your lifestyle. To me, it's so fucking disempowering. Go earn your own money. If you want to be rich, if you want a nice damn apartment, why don't you work?
In this video, Megyn Kelly and Michael Knowles report on Elon Musk's alleged new baby mama. Megyn Kelly and Michael Knowles discuss this fake MAGA woman's sad attempt to trap Elon. With that, let's watch Megyn Kelly and Michael Knowles expose this manipulative grifter for what she really is: trash.
Bizarre meltdown with Elon Musk's latest child's mother, allegedly. So a woman named Ashley St. Clair, who claims she's 26, but many internet sleuths claim she's actually 31 or 32. I have no idea. Comes out via tweet on Friday, I think it was, over the weekend, and says, I am the mother of Elon Musk's latest baby, who's 5 months old. It's a boy, and he's the father, but it's become clear that a tabloid magazine is going to out this fact, regardless of the harm. So I am going to tell you myself that I want to raise my child, and I am Elon's latest child's mother. Baby mama is the less nice way of saying it. So Elon doesn't respond to that directly, but then the internet starts like weighing in on this, saying, whoa, is this true? What's happening? And somebody finds an old tweet of this woman's from years ago, 2020, trying to get Elon's contact information and talking about the fact that he's slept with a lot of women and impregnated them, and sounds like she would like for this to happen. And Elon retweets that old resurfaced tweet of hers and writes, whoa. That's all. That's the only response he's given so far to this whole thing. So we have no idea whether this is really his child's mother. And then Ashley St. Clair is chastising him, saying, you don't respond to me, you're not talking to me, and now this is what you finally respond to? We've been trying to communicate for the past several days. You've not responded. When are you going to reply to us instead of publicly responding to smears from an individual who just posted photos of me in underwear at 15 years old? She's referring to the guy who resurfaced her old tweet. So it's kind of confusing, but it's a long way of saying this woman is accusing Elon of impregnating her and not, I guess, negotiating with her on the care of the child, or at least not to the point where she's happy with the negotiation. She's upset about the privacy, that the tabloid's coming. And the next day, after the tweet hits, she poses for a full spread in the New York Post.
So this chick's saying, you don't respond to me, and now this is what you finally respond to? Well, yeah, it's a pretty effing crazy / clinically insane thing to say. And even more unhinged, that you weren't just saying it in jest. You went out of your way to make it happen. You are a psychopath. How about you comment on the fact that this was all planned, and then Elon will start thinking about talking to you. Now, it may sound like it, but I'm not letting Elon off the hook here. It does take two to tango, and when you have more money than everyone else in the world, you're going to have beautiful women throwing themselves at you 24 hours a day. That is a hard thing for a man to refuse. 99.9999999% of men on the planet will never have to experience that kind of temptation. So I certainly can't judge him. Because, look, I would love to think that if I were in that position, I'd stick to my principles and I wouldn't sleep around. But anyone who says that is full of shit, because you have no idea how you'd respond to that situation until you're actually in it. Anyway, let's get back to the video.
In like her sexy wear, the pictures of her, yeah, like she's wearing a corset, and this is her in this like swanky New York apartment, which is described as like lavish. Here she is with the floor to ceiling windows and the great views. And all I can think as I look at this is your life is the way it is because you decided it would be. Because of your choices, madam. Like you set it up this way. I posted on Twitter, you can have a swanky New York apartment. You could earn money and actually wind up renting one yourself. You could also find a man who wants to marry you and raise children with you and who won't have other women in his life at the same time. All of this is available to you. Not just her, but any woman. You do not have to make a choice where you try to bang the billionaire to get his baby so that he'll put you up in some lavish New York City apartment and take care of you for the rest of his life and then be shocked when he doesn't actually want to have a relationship with you. And the only way you can maybe get him to respond to you is via tweet. I'm sorry, but again, you made choices. They were very bad ones. And these are the consequences of that.
I would say, just as a numbers game, statistically, any of us could be the child of Elon Musk. So we don't, when we're trying to adjudicate the claim as to whether or not the baby is really Elon's, statistically, really any child you come across in the street could have been sired by the head of Doge. I actually ran into Ashley at one of the inauguration events in D.C. because Ashley is pretty well known among conservative media.
She's an influencer.
She's an influencer, she's involved in the online right. She had a book on kind of making fun of transgenderism, a children's book. And so people are aware of her. And she's very active on Twitter, and Elon's very active on Twitter. And so I guess I'm not terribly surprised that the two of them linked up in some way, given how prolific Elon is at producing many things, children included. And so I guess my biggest political takeaway from the whole story, which, generally men are not all that tuned into these kinds of stories. It's also not exactly a man bites dog story. So I've paid a little bit of attention to it. And my biggest takeaway is a political truth that has existed since classical antiquity up to the present.
Michael Knowles, and I've heard other people say it as well. They say that this Ashley St. Clair is pretty well known. I feel like I'm relatively dialed into conservative influencers. Now, I don't spend a lot of time on X, but I had never heard of her or seen her that I'm aware of prior to this story. So I don't know if I should be embarrassed about that or proud of that fact. Anyway, let's get back to the video.
Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. And that is a lesson that not only the billionaires should know and people in media and politics should know. That is true for everyone. And it does seem to appear to be what's going on here is that, as has been reported, Ashley St. Clair says that she feels jilted or and ignored. And it's not just right-wing influencers who are going to act out and lash out when that occurs. That's a lot of women,
Here's what's crazy, though. Okay, so Elon believes that he wants to have a lot of children, that it's important to overpopulate the earth, and says he's doing his part.
Yep.
Now, you could say he's a cad, but he appears to be very open about this with the women in his life. He's like, all these women are having babies by him via surrogate. So that means he's fully participating. They're trying to get pregnant. Not as far as I know, this woman, I don't know. I don't know whether this was, conceived the old fashioned way or via IVF, but they're actively trying to make babies of Elon's, and they're into it. Now, I don't know whether all the women are disclosed to the other women. I don't know. And it's none of my business. But this woman knew all of that when she decided to get into a relationship with him. Yes, he's older. He's in his 50s and she's allegedly 26 to 31. But all of this. And in fact, the post he resurfaced of hers on the internet shows her saying, I think he's got 7 kids from multiple different women. By the way, she has another kid from a different man already at 26 to 31. Okay. So my point is simply, if this really did happen, she walked into this eyes open. That's fine. No judgment. If that's the way you want to live your life, go for it, sister.
If you like watching videos like this one, like and subscribe. We'd really appreciate it. Let's get back to the video.
Would not be my choice. But once you do that, don't ask me to feel sorry for you. Don't do the sad posts about how he won't talk to you. Don't try to go public ginning up hatred against him for negotiating via tweet. This is the life you chose. I don't understand why young women feel that they have two choices if they want some sort of a lavish lifestyle. They can I guess one choice is how I don't understand how these women think their only road to financial success is to marry a rich guy or get pregnant by a rich guy and make him pay for your lifestyle. To me, it's so fucking disempowering. Go earn your own money. If you want to be rich, if you want a nice damn apartment, why don't you work? Why don't you earn it?
Elon's in such a unique position because there's nothing she can do that would make him feel the financial toll that this would take on a average man or even an above average man / earner. You know, call me old fashioned, but ideally, I think Elon would be best suited by finding a great woman, getting married, and having 100 kids if they wanted to. But as I said, I've never been and never will be in his position. So who knows how much my beliefs would hold up if I were. But we want to hear from you. What do you guys think of this whole mess between Ashley St. Clair and Elon Musk? Let us know. Anyway, as always, really appreciate you watching, and we will see you on the next one.